Welcome back, everyone, to Weather for Weather Geeks, the Memorial Day edition. Hopefully, you and yours have had a good holiday weekend. The weather certainly today was pretty nice, despite it being cooler than the average. What else is new? It was still a very pleasant day with low humidity and an abundance of sunshine, some fair weather clouds in the mix as well. But we, of course, were cooler than the average once again today. We haven't had a warmer than average day now in about 10 days. And this has done a number on our May to date temperature anomalies. We're now actually a little below average in terms of our temperatures for the month as a whole, with still 5 days left to go. It's looking like we're probably going to finish the month maybe just a little bit below the average in terms of our temperatures for the month when we factor in both highs and lows. Still warmer than the average month to date off to our east, and the numbers get a little bit cooler compared to the average off to the west across western Ohio and parts of Michigan as well. This has been a pretty prolonged stretch now. We're 10 days and counting as far as the number of days in a row that it's been cooler than the average. But of course, this time of the year, it can turn hot. Memorial Day falls on different dates, but on today's date, specifically 5 years ago, we had 90 degrees for a record high. 2 years before that, on Memorial Day in 2018, that was the hottest Memorial Day on record for us, 92 degrees. But today's official high was 68 here locally. But of course, despite what the temperature is doing, the days continue to get longer here in late May. Our sunrise this morning was at 5:55, 8:44. The sunset this evening. We're only 3 weeks away from almost getting to our latest sunrises, and 3 weeks from today we'll already be past our earliest sunrises. I meant our latest sunsets. Earliest sunrises. We'll already be past that by a minute coming up in 3 weeks. As we head towards the solstice in June, we actually see our earliest sunrises during the first half of June. The latest sunsets occur during the second half of June. The longest day overall, of course, is the beginning of astronomical summer, or the June solstice, coming up on June the 21st. Now, the system that's going to bring us some unsettled weather during midweek is out across the middle of the country this evening. Some severe weather threats across the southern plains and along the Gulf Coast region. We're not expecting severe weather around here, but some raindrops will become increasingly possible and then likely as we head into midweek. As many head out the door after a long weekend on Tuesday morning, it'll be a cloudier, milder start. You know, we've been in the 30s in the morning hours, the early morning hours, over the last couple of mornings in much of the area. We won't see the 30s again probably for the rest of the season. We'll be closer to 50 tomorrow morning. Clouds will increase throughout the day, and maybe there's a shower or two, late in the day. Let's rewind the clock here a few hours, back to maybe the last couple of hours of daylight, especially in areas south of Interstate 80. Would I be surprised to see a sprinkle or a shower? I would not. So anybody who has a golf league tomorrow evening, you might encounter a few raindrops, 6, 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Wouldn't be anything all that heavy, no thunder and lightning expected, but that's our first chance for some rain during midweek. I think the rain will become more likely then late Friday night and especially into Wednesday morning, and this will probably be the wettest part of the whole week. Some showers around for a good chunk of the early morning hours on Wednesday as many head out the door to work on Wednesday. We'll probably get a break then for a time around midday. Showers could return Wednesday afternoon and evening. And on Thursday, this system's another one of these low-pressure systems that just wants to get stuck. Now, thankfully, it's not going to get stuck for as long as some of the ones we've had during this cool and unsettled stretch over the last couple of weeks. But with low pressure spinning over the lower Great Lakes, trough of low pressure off to the west, kind of pivoting through, might there be a shower on Thursday? Might there even be a shower on Friday? The answer to those questions, yes, but it won't be as wet as it will be on Wednesday, especially Wednesday morning. Rainfall expectations over the next 72 hours, highest in Kentucky, eastern Kentucky especially, and into parts of West Virginia. There could be up to a couple of inches of rain. I don't think anyone sees a couple of inches of rain around here, but could we see up to a half an inch or so, maybe in parts of eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania? That'll be a possibility. Again, the rainiest period most likely to be Wednesday morning. All right, this is a map that haven't shown in a while. It's orange on the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, and things are going according to plan in the longer range. We've been advertising this kind of pattern changes we had into early June. It's still on track to take place. I think we're going to start June on a cool note on the first, maybe second day of the month. After that, though, I think we've got the green light to some upper 70s and lower 80s for daytime highs. So this covers the 3rd through the 9th, and I don't think we're going to see 90 anytime soon, like we can in early June sometimes, but some days with highs in the lower 80s, that'll certainly become a possibility. All right, the week is here. It's the 40th anniversary of the May 31st, 1985 tornadic outbreak. The anniversary itself is coming up on Saturday, of course, but all week long we're going to be talking about this milestone, this anniversary, if you will, and just how rare was the F5 tornado that occurred in Trumbull and Mercer counties. Very rare. In fact, in recorded history, these are all the F5s, or in modern terminology, EF5s, enhanced Fujita scale. These are all the F5s and EF5s on record. There's only a handful in the state of Ohio. Strong tornadoes are more likely, of course, across the deep south and out into, kind of traditional Tornado Alley, Kansas and Oklahoma, Nebraska, Iowa, places like that. But even there, F5s are pretty darn rare. And when you look at a sample from 2007 through this year, the odds of certain tornadoes becoming certain categories, when you were talking about EF5s, the odds of any tornado becoming an EF5 are 1 in almost 2,400. It's a 0.04% chance. So they're very, very rare. Even EF4s are very, very rare, less than 1%, half of 1% basically. Of all tornadoes get that strong. So the F5 that ravaged Newton Falls and Niles and Wheatland on May 31st, 85 was very, very rare. We aired an interview this evening on 21 News at 6. I think we have it again at 11 tonight. Chris Serenelli sat down with a couple who was around and videotaped with a brand new camcorder back in 1985. Tremendous footage of the tornado as it rolled through southeastern Trumbull and western Mercer County. We're going to be airing lots of interviews and reports throughout the week as we commemorate this anniversary. Coming up on 21 News at 5 Tuesday evening, 5 o'clock, I will do kind of a 3-minute, kind of a geeky meteorological breakdown. So be sure and tune in sometime during the 5 o'clock hour on 21 News. I'll be kind of in the vein of Weather for Weather Geeks, if you will. I'll allow myself to get a little bit geeky and nerdy and talk about the whys and kind of the tick-tock of what exactly happened when back on May the 31st, 1985. Just a reminder, that is, I think, for all intents and purposes, the most important singular weather event in recent decades, if not more, in our part of the country. In the meantime, thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Monday evening. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you back here on Tuesday.